With the Mountain West definitely changing past this season, let's rank this year's teams going into 2025. Can anyone stop Boise's reign of terror, or will it be a continuation of dominance? What's up, fellas? With each day that passes, we get closer to the 2025 college football season. So, in preparation for this, let's look at the tiers of the Mountain West, heading into the last year of this group of teams' time in the conference. Before we start, this isn't taking into account a school's complete history. We're just looking at next year. Who's on top, who's considered garbage, who might make a bowl, and who just exists. So, let's jump into my list. Starting with Air Force. Air Force suffers from the thing that all military schools suffer from. That's the ability to find talent due to military restrictions. They should be dominating college football with how much money the government takes out of our pockets and puts into their hands. Yes, you are directly helping the Air Force go 4-8, maybe 5-7 this year. Look, I'm not even tripping about taxes that much, but if they ever just got their shit together, the college football world would tremble in fear of the academy schools. If they just stop messing around and use their endowment to buy players, they would have borderline NFL teams that would kill any college team. Thank God they don't, but that's also why they are in the they exist tier and probably won't ever leave. Alphabetically, Boise State's next. Fucking Boise. Here we go with the Broncos. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't like these guys, but I gotta respect them. They dominated this conference for most of my life and pretty much ever since they stepped into it. No matter how much I would like to drop them a tier due to their annoying fan base, it would be disingenuous for me to pretend like they aren't on top right now. I used to personally think Spencer Danielson got lucky with this Boise State teams, but when you win 2 conference titles back-to-back and go to the playoffs, you might be a pretty good coach. While I don't think they win the conference this year, they are the team to beat, so they're going in the big dog tier. Here, Colorado State. I don't rate them very highly, I just never have. Not to say that I don't think they can be good. Under Jay Norvell, they just haven't been able to win that big game. If they would have beat Dion 2 years ago, the conversation we'd be having about them is completely different. Regardless, they managed to choke away their chance at a conference championship game last year by losing to Fresno State in the last week, or maybe the second to last week. I don't really remember. But as far as this year, they're missing a lot of production. Their best player, Torrey Horton, left to the pros. So I think they might take a pretty significant step back. And it comes down to the fact I just don't trust their quarterback, Nicolosi. I think he can't make up for missing production by himself, and he's a little overrated in my book. But they'll still win enough games to be in the bowl tier, so that's where they're going. Moving on to both Fresno and Hawaii. Fresno State, I think, is pretty much the same as they were last year. I do like Matt Entz, and eventually I think he'll have them as a top-level Group of 6 program when they move to the Pac-12. But as far as this season goes in the glorious Mountain West, I don't see them making that big of an improvement, especially offensively. You guys saw what UNLV did to them last year. They are not ready for a big step up in record, but they'll win enough games to maybe get to a bowl, so that's why they're going into the bowl tier. Hawaii, I feel, gotta be close to a bowl, right? If not for the fact they get closer and closer every year, but for the fact that Timmy Chang clearly needs to make a bowl this year. I don't know if he'll necessarily get fired if he doesn't, but if he's ever going to do it, he has to ride this momentum that he's built over the last couple seasons. If they take a step back, it will completely kill anything he's built so far at the University of Hawaii. So for the Rainbows, going in the bowl tier, maybe? I don't know. Up next, New Mexico. Man, they got done dirty by Bronco Mendenhall. I felt at the end of the year last year, they were building something that could possibly be a upper echelon team in the Mountain West. Maybe even upset a couple people on their way to a good season. But that portal killed this team. And then their coach leaving them for a lateral move at best put the dagger in them. I gotta admit though, I think Jason Eck, their new coach, is pretty good. I watched a little bit of Big Sky football last year, and I think they might have a hidden gem at head coach, but it's gonna take them a couple years to get it right. So unfortunately, this isn't me trying to shit on the Lobos, but I'm gonna have to put them in the trash juice tier. I just don't think it's gonna be a very good season for them this year. Hopefully I'm wrong though. Yes, Reno. I'm not going to hold you for too long. They're going in the trash juice tier. They were not good last year. They're not going to be good this year. UNLV is going to probably score 100 on them minimum. I would say I wish them luck, but for a team that went 3-10 last year, their fan base sure likes to talk, and it's never nothing worth hearing. So trash they are. I gotta say though, I hope nothing ever changes with this team. I've had so much fun on their downfall, and they deserve it. San Diego State is... I kind of feel sorry for them. They're going to go into the they exist tier just on the fact they have Sean Lewis as head coach. And they're dangerously close to ending up in the trash tier if he continues to be their head coach. When I saw them play live last year, I was so unimpressed with his offensive play calling. Maybe it was injuries, maybe it was a lot of different things. I don't know. But I do know I used to blame Shedeur for his bad play when Sean Lewis was calling plays for him at Colorado. The minute Sean Lewis left and went to San Diego State, Shedeur looked like a pro quarterback. So I don't think this guy's a good coach, and it is a shame because San Diego State was once a staple of this conference. Now they just exist. This is a tough one, man. San Jose State might be dangerous this year. Yeah, I know they probably lost one of the best playmakers in all of the Mountain West in Nick Nash, but what I saw Coach Ken do at San Jose State last year is very encouraging and borderline worrying me as a UNLV fan. They have the ability to score a lot of points very fast. And as long as they get some defensive production, I could see them winning 8-9 games this year. I actually think this is going to be a very good season for them. Definitely a dark horse in the Mountain West. Utah State is going in the trash juice tier. They're in the same boat as Nevada. The only difference is, like I said before, is I do think Bronco's a good coach, but the football gods are never kind, especially at this level of football whenever you decide to kind of backstab your team and take a job at another school that you'll probably have to play your former team at. With the only exception to that rule being Nick Saban, but I mean, he's special. Side point about them being trash, I've never seen a fan base that gets as excited about leaving a conference as they do. At this point, I believe they are the sole flag bearers of the Pac-12 because they let everyone on X, on the street, if you ever talk to Utah State fans, they'll let you know that they're leaving for the Pac-12 next year, even though they've really done nothing in this conference since 2021. I'll be fast with Wyoming. Wyoming exists. Yeah, there's not much else to say. They're not making a bowl, but they might be a little better than last year. I don't know. Hopefully. Yeah, they exist. All right, here we go with the main event. All right, we got to talk about my team. You know, the Rebels. Look, I got to be somewhat realistic. I'm not going to be up here saying we're going undefeated 12-0, playoff bound. I'm kidding. Of course I'm going to say that. We're going to win the goddamn conference. You all treated us like King Von last year. You were scared when you saw us on the schedule.
He was dead, bro. If he wanted you out of there, he'll go do it himself on feet by himself.
Something was wrong with him. That's not human, man. You're not regular, man.
Our biggest hurdle is Boise State. I think we actually beat Boise State this year. I mean, we're going to have 2 chances to play them because that's probably the conference championship game too. But come on, man. You'd be a hater not to put us in the big dog tier. On paper, we have the best, if not one of the best coaches in the entire conference with Dan Mullen. He's the most accomplished. He's done more in tougher leagues. And the talent he's been able to keep and bring in through the portal. You can't seriously say that we won't be back in the conversation for a conference championship. Well, that's all I got for y'all today. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. I definitely appreciate it. If you like college football, I love talking about it. So I think it'll be cool if you subscribe. But most importantly, I want to hear what you guys think. Drop a comment. I think you should like the video.